Bonjour from Paris. Today we're going to discover a medieval, literary and magical neighborhood qui est le quartier latin, the Latin Quarter. So allons découvrir ça. Let's go discover that. Allons-y. Where we would see gladiators. The oldest tree in Paris, qui est juste derrière moi, that is right behind me. It actually is from the 1600s, so il y a plus de 400 ans, more than 400 years old. Et ça venait de l'Amérique du Nord, from North America. Du coup, là, c'est écrit que c'est un robinet faux acacia. So c'est vraiment le plus vieil arbre de Paris, the oldest tree in Paris. And you can see that it's one tree, but that it's mixed with other trees as well. Qu'il y a plusieurs arbres qui se sont mêlés ensemble, that mixed together and that grew together. But it's crazy to think that in a public, open space, free park, qu'il y a un arbre aussi vieux, il a dû en voir des choses, he must have seen many, many things. So if you come to the Latin Quarter, I would definitely recommend, perhaps after or before your Notre Dame visit, to stop by ce petit square right before exploring the rest of the Latin Quarter. C'est vraiment un magnifique arbre, a beautiful tree. And you're gonna see that right next to the tree, il y a une église. And we're gonna explore later today that there are a lot of beautiful churches dans le quartier latin. Et celle-ci, elle s'appelle Saint-Julien le Pauvre. And then it always says under that it's une église grecque catholique, so what type of church it is. Après, quand tu sors du square, when you go outside of the square, tu tombes sur cette petite rue trop mignonne, this really cute street, et on va aller par là-bas, we're gonna go over there parce que il y a Shakespeare and Co. So c'est à ma gauche, it's on my left, but here on est devant le café, which is a great place to have a coffee to start the day, pour boire un café. It's an iconic literary spot à Paris, c'est un lieu littéraire iconique, and that's because in the 20s, dans les années 20, there were very famous writers like Ernest Hemingway and F. Scott Fitzgerald that came to cette librairie. The library is on the left. Il y a souvent une queue, so I would recommend to go in the morning. Et il y a le café where I'm in front of qui est ici, qui est sympa pour boire un café, great to have a coffee or tea. And why is it so famous and iconic? It's because ce n'est pas juste une librairie, it's not just a library, it's actually a pilgrimage site. So it's for aspiring writers and book lovers when they were struggling writers. Actually, they could live in for free while they would contribute for work. Donc, ils pouvaient dormir ici, they could sleep here while they could continue writing as well as helping out with the library. I wish more places had concepts like this and existed today. But now, mais maintenant, on va aller dans une deuxième église. We're gonna go to a second church. Et juste derrière moi, and right behind me, c'est la église Saint-Séverin, so the Saint-Séverin Church, and it's actually one of the oldest on la rive gauche, on the left bank. It exists depuis le 13e siècle, since the 13th century. Donc, c'est pas récent du tout, it's not new at all. And it's actually really interesting to see the Gothic architecture. Et aussi, it has des vitraux magnifiques, amazing glass-stained windows. And what's interesting, ce qui est intéressant, est qu'il y a un cimetière à l'intérieur. There's a cemetery, and actually the cemetery back in the days, the students would actually have fighting duels inside during la Révolution. And so c'est intéressant de voir que maintenant ça peut se visiter, you can visit it for free. Et donc, l'église, elle a plus de 800 ans. It's more than 800 years. That's even older than the Aztec Empire, que l'Empire aztèque. Ce qui est fou, c'est qu'on voit des gargouilles où it looks like the gargoyles are like staring straight back at us. Donc, c'est vraiment à faire dans le quartier latin. We're walking in the square. Et juste derrière moi, right behind me, il y a un musée que j'aime beaucoup. There's a museum that I really like qui s'appelle le musée de Cluny. So, c'est le musée du Moyen-Âge. It's the Museum of the Middle Ages. And honestly, I really think it's a hidden gem because it's never featured in many of the must-see museum places in Paris. It says a lot about how Paris was in the past, à l'époque du Moyen-Âge, in the Middle Ages period. And aussi to escape the summer heat, ou quand il fait chaud, when it's hot, you can go inside et on se rafraîchit beaucoup. It feels way more cooler. And I don't know if it exists where you're from, si ça existe, mais là, c'est une boîte à livres. So it's a book box Tu peux mettre des livres, you can put books inside that you can leave for someone else, and so someone else can enjoy the books that you once read. Et j'aime beaucoup ce concept. And speaking of books, en parlant des livres, we're gonna go now to a place that is the heart of thinkers of Paris and where there were a lot of famous ones. Donc allons découvrir ça, let's go explore that. Sur ma gauche, on my left, is the educational institution for thinkers I was talking about. And you probably guessed it, it's the name of the street that we're currently on, which if you look, it says Rue de la Sorbonne. La Sorbonne is really le cœur de l'université de Paris. It's the heart of Paris University. Et si tu regardes derrière moi, c'est absolument magnifique. It's really, really beautiful. Et au fil des années and across the years, ça devient vraiment un haut lieu de la pensée, de la philosophie et du débat. It becomes a really famous place for philosophy thinkers and debates. So it's really worth seeing from the outside une institution à Paris. Now I'm going to show you a place that's one of the oldest monuments of Paris, un des plus vieux monuments de Paris, from the 1st century, du 1er siècle. Regarde cette arène. Look at this arena. And now, et maintenant, nous sommes dans les arènes de Lutèce. So, les arènes de Lutèce used to be a Roman amphitheater, amphithéâtre romain où on voyait les gladiateurs, where we would see gladiators. Et c'est un des monuments les plus anciens de Paris. It's one of the oldest monuments of Paris, and it's crazy to think that actually 17,000 people could fit in here, que 17 000 personnes pouvaient rentrer là et regarder le spectacle des gladiateurs. Bon, aujourd'hui, today, it's more like a place where people jouent la pétanque, les boules, or where people have picnic or where they have lunch, but back then, c'était pas du tout ça. Back then, it wasn't that at all. Also, it was saved au 19e siècle, in the 19th century, was found and saved thanks to Victor Hugo. So he helped save les arènes de Lutèce. It's completely free, c'est entièrement gratuit. And so you can come here, you can have a little picnic, and you can go up les stades, les gradins, we call them. You can go up there and you can sit et tu peux admirer l'architecture gratuitement. You can admire the architecture for free. C'était super intéressant. It was so cool parce que pendant les JO, during the Olympics, I actually came here to watch some live of the matches just behind me. Mais maintenant, c'est un endroit où les gens ils se reposent, where people just relax and they eat and they work. So if you are around here, definitely pass by parce que c'est vraiment une belle architecture. It's a nice architectural place to admire and you can just have a rest. Tu peux te reposer. Je viens de récupérer ma glace. I just got my ice cream. Et qu'est-ce qu'on a derrière nous? What do we have behind us? On a le fameux Panthéon. So the Pantheon was created by Louis XV. Et on va aller découvrir ça. We're gonna go discover more about it. Allons-y. Et on peut voir que c'est un bâtiment magnifique. It's impossible to miss this building. C'est un endroit important pour beaucoup de Français. It's a place that's really famous for a lot of French people because it's actually the final resting place of beaucoup de personnes très connues. A lot of famous people including Voltaire, Rousseau, Victor Hugo, Marie Curie. So, je vais finir ma glace. I'm gonna finish my ice cream. Et on va explorer l'intérieur. We're gonna explore the inside. Allons-y. Now nous sommes au Panthéon. It's really a monument that's important for French people. It's a big, beautiful neoclassical building, but it's not just beautiful, it's also where some of France's greatest minds are buried. People like Voltaire, Rousseau, and Victor Hugo. It was actually built as a church at first, but during the French Revolution, they turned it into a final resting place to honor these important figures. And if you're wondering, you can actually go down into the crypt to see their real-life tombs. It's pretty wonderful, and it's really worth going to. Après avoir vu toutes ces personnes très connues, after having seen all these famous people that I've read about for years in history books, on va continuer à explorer le quartier latin. We're going to continue and go into the Latin Quarter, into a perhaps more quieter place. Bien de se balader dans les petites rues. It's nice to go walk in the smaller streets because you'll always see amazing viewpoints like here. On peut aussi voir le Panthéon. We can also see the Pantheon, mais c'est d'un autre angle. It's from a different angle. And so I would always say c'est bien de se perdre dans les petites ruelles. It's nice to lose yourself and to wander around in the small streets à Paris, especially giving yourself more time and more freedom to do things that you like. Parce que c'est la meilleure manière de visiter Paris. It's the best way to visit Paris. Et donc, notre prochain endroit, on va aller sur une petite place très sympa. We're gonna go on a very nice square. And now, let's go to the heart du 5e arrondissement, of the 5th arrondissement, which is Place de la Contrescarpe. So Place de la Contrescarpe is really le cœur du 5e arrondissement, the heart of the 5th arrondissement. C'est l'endroit parfait pour terminer une journée. It's the perfect place to end the day because you can do what French people do best, which is s'asseoir en terrasse, to sit on a terrace and enjoy un apéro. An apéro is the snacks and drinks you have before dinner, and just enjoy the sunset and sit around this square and enjoy the heart of the Latin Quarter. Et juste à côté de la place, right next to the square, on rentre dans le rue du Cardinal Lemoine. We go into the small streets and we're gonna come across the one and only Ernest Hemingway's old home à Paris, qui est juste ici, that's right here, avec cette petite porte bleue with this little blue door. If you look up there, it says Ernest Hemingway, 1899, 1899 to 1961. And it's by l'Association de Mémoire des Lieux. So it's an association that really highlights memorial historical locations. Tel était le Paris de notre jeunesse au temps où nous étions très pauvres et très heureux. So it comes from his quote of his book, Paris est une fête. And so it's the Paris that we knew from when we were young, at the time where we were very poor and very happy. From January 1922, it says de janvier à août 1923, au 3e étage, so the 3rd floor of this building, avec Hadley, qui était son épouse, so was his partner, who is also an American writer. If you want me to make videos about certain artists or writers, let me know in the comments, because j'aime beaucoup l'art, la littérature, l'histoire. I like art, literature, and history. And so if I see that there's enough comments that is interested in those type of topics à Paris, let me know so that we can go explore the artistic literature side of Paris. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I had so much exploring le quartier latin avec toi aujourd'hui, with you today. I'm so excited for the next video, pour la prochaine vidéo. If you don't want to miss it, me and May's Paris Adventures, make sure to subscribe so I can see you next week, la semaine prochaine. I hope to see you there. So merci beaucoup. À bientôt!